What were your thoughts or emotions whenever you heard about what happened in New York yesterday?
Yeah, obviously just sad situation, really sad situation. You hope we can grow from this and navigate this better, and so it's just sad.
In the wake of what happened, has there been any talk here or training camps around the country about changing security or just looking at security protocols?
We haven't had those discussions. Certainly we spend a lot of time, this organization spends a lot of time just putting ourselves in the safest, best situations possible. Certainly we feel like we have the best available here, and so we'll continue to evaluate that and put ourselves in a good situation.
Coach, does today count towards the quarterback rotation, or do you want to see Spencer with the ones and some live reps?
Yeah, today was just a walkthrough setting, so we just kind of took it out of the practice equation. We were just going through some. Today was a lot of situational football, just kind of going through some situations. Usually, it's easier to go through that in a walkthrough setting first, and then apply it as it goes.
Was that also done? Was it heat related? Like let the guys go full pads and eat one day, then give them a break and then two?
Yeah, our goal with kind of the pads yesterday. Today we called it a regen day, just kind of recover. They were in the weight room, walk through, basically doing everything we normally do except for the practice component. And then after that, we got 2 days in pads. And so now tomorrow we'll get pads. They'll knock it out of the park. They'll do an excellent job, and then they got to respond the next day in pads again.
In those kind of decisions, is that something that you're big on? That you said we're going to make sure guys recover, or and I'm sure you're getting input. Is that more driven by somebody else saying, hey, we need to do this, or is that something you came in saying we want to do?
It's just a collaborative effort as we kind of talk through the calendar, putting ourselves in the best position to let these guys recover, and then the next 2 days will be really, really important with 2 padded practices, and so again, collaborative conversations.
Every coach in the NFL would say they want to build through the trenches, but curious, in your time in the league, have you noticed a difference between teams that actually say it and then do it? Is there a disparity there?
I think it's about building inside out. Ultimately, everyone says it, but those guys got to perform, and so we feel like we've invested a lot. Now it's about continuing to build that each and every day from an offensive line, defensive line perspective, and so we feel like we got the right pieces.
Is there a value to having 4 first rounders on the line, or is it ultimately?
Certainly, they came in, highly thought of, and so it's a matter of those guys continue to grow, continue to develop, and then so much of if you're talking about on offensive line perspective, those guys have to spend so much time together. There's so much verbal and nonverbal communication. Those guys have to work in unison, and so they got to spend a lot of time.
Kellen, would it be fair to describe your run scheme as multiple?
Yeah.
And with that, is part of that being able to have a counter for specific fronts and defensive looks that you're going to see from various teams?
Yeah, certainly, and that's part of the install process. We're trying to expose these guys to a number of different tools that we'll utilize during the season. Certainly, as we build this thing, together through training camp, we'll lean into certain things that we feel really comfortable with. That'll be our primary plays, but it's important that you got to have the counter moves and the adjustments to handle the different things you're going to have to deal with in the season.
Just one more follow-up on what happened in Park Avenue. How much, generally, since you've been in pro sports, have you thought about the potential for NFL personnel to be the targets of violence off the field? Did anything about yesterday change the way you feel about that, or make you think about it more?
I think all of us, not just NFL, I think all of us are always, conscious of situations and putting yourself, making sure you're in the best situation possible. And, certainly anytime something like this happens, you reflect and, want to protect yourself, protect your family. And, it becomes less about football and more about, just life and the importance of that aspect.
JT's injuries, happened on day 5. Have you ever gone through a camp before where the first injury only happens the 5th day? Is that...
Inevitably, they're going to happen, and we'll navigate a few more, but I don't know. I haven't calculated,
right.
what the standings are. But
I guess with all the emphasis you guys have put on recovery.
I feel like our guys are feeling well, feeling good. I think they're doing an excellent job in the weight room, in the recovery process. I think we've provided them enough time to kind of go through the prehab, go through the rehab. Those guys just got to continue to keep doing it the right way, and we feel like you can't control all these injuries. Things are going to pop up. Things are going to happen, but let's do our best to control it.